flashes, smoke grenading kits, so definitely a bit more of a tactical approach from the Romanians. But on topic of tactics, they're just going to push their way down mid. Snappy spotted out. It's Snappy and Ali fired 2 quick kills, and with a complete collapse, now Shuri trades, as does FNK, but there's still a man down. It's a place with Util left standing, so without armor, they need to land these headshots, so they need to do so fairly convincingly. Game Agents, as they push their way forward to retake A now, it's a fast flank towards Apps, but with Alu's position towards Pit, I suspect this will be spotted out anyway.
Well, man advantage here for Ents, and the C4 it's about to go down. Nice little pincer to come in on the bomb site, and with the kit on FNK, there's a chance for them, especially with that util on Regali. The lack of Kevlar, though, might cause him some problems as he comes for these fights. Neither of these members have got it. And as he comes in for this swing, crosses hair towards Mini, not spotting anybody out. Ents aren't moving a muscle, and as soon as they get that first kill, they'll pounce onto the second. They'll swing from all angles, and they'll take this pistol round with force. 1-0 on the board, and that's a good start from them.
To shift their way forward, Rene's the man to have the first point of contact. Alu deletes him, and now Ents, with only 30 seconds left, how to get onto this site. And against 2 defenders, the Game Agents, this could actually be fairly stressful for them. Regali set the site, he's got Snappy around him. Snappy falls, he tries to double down, but he's not quite able to do so. Sound, having still found a kill, though, makes it still pretty tough. There's Sphinx for 1, Alu eventually able to finish the job, and for Emin now, the last man left standing. 1 versus 3. Sure, damage has been done to Sphinx and Alu. This makes it fairly doable, but he needs to land these headshots quickly. And he spots out D-Hub. D-Hub shuts him down. That's a quick round for Edson. Fairly well recovered considering how little time they had left. Realise that actually they need to be a bit more disciplined, deploy a bit of util, just keep him back for the time being. So for Game Agents, it's all about damage, but they're inflicting a fair bit.
Yeah, 2 kills on a full eco, that's great. That's kind of your minimum benchmark, and as Rene finds another, this becomes doable, Kremer. Another P250 headshot convert, and Sphinx, he's got not much time on this bomb. He just needs to play it. Why is he swinging wide? This is a dangerous game. They smoke it, they get on the defuse. I don't think they've got time, but that's a hyper-successful round there from Game Agents.
They do. The man to worry about is Mini. He's taking a fair bit of damage as well, with only 39 HP, close to the smoke. He should call for rotation of Regali, or Rene even, pretty quickly, and well, any second now we'll hear that execution and kind of dawn on him that, okay, this is problematic. And as the smokes go down, the set piece goes out, flashes to follow. The molly doesn't quite land on his position, so he's credited by cover. He brings out a few shots and gives his position away. There's a man, he loads at 1, make that 2 as well. Now this is looking scary. Ready on the flank comes in the nick of time. Alu sure he trades, but Mini still being a tyrant towards Emo now. And as Regali's ready for the pusher to CT, this forces Alu to push his way forward towards this initial point of Pit. As he makes his way ahead, he's going to try and catch out Mini, but is so disciplined on his behalf. There's Regali to fall. Alu now able to double up now, make it into the 1v1. This is now very doable for the Finn, and for Sound, he's playing it by ear. He knows with 5 seconds left, Alu's got a plant. He does a lot of damage to him, brings out a few more shots, sees that there's enough time, lets that time run out. Alu now forced to hide towards Emo, and Sound, he's going to try and catch him out before it fades. Alu survives.
Because Game Agents, they're definitely a strong side, and they're capable of beating Ents on an off day.
You're absolutely right, and Ents, they can't take their foot off the gas. They trade evenly towards B, puts it down into a 2-on-3. Still a man down means that any spam through this smoke could be seriously detrimental. The molly tries to delay too ambitious a push. Sphinx, low HP, is able to get the plant regardless, though. He's pushing his way forward. There's FNK, good for 1. Doubles down as well. It's a clean. The premise of this AK is that if he dies, someone on Ents picks it up and continues wielding it. It's a very Red Army-esque way of playing. And, well, let's push their way towards B. Let's see if it works out for them. FNK flash forward. That's a beautiful flash, but it's only good for 1 off the back of it. Damage done to Finks as well, though, and that's what's important. Mini now towards this corner of CT. He hears the flash go down, and here the push comes towards him. Doso falls. He doubles up onto Finks, looks to make it 3 onto Snappy. Spots out Snappy, but doesn't swing into the Deagle. A really, really good read by him, and as Snappy gets tickled by that molly, he's forced back once again. There's Ready good for the next. Ali finishes the last, and for Game Agents,
as this retake, it's coming in. I think they are going to go for this with plenty of time on the bomb, with the kits, with the nades. There's definitely a chance for them, but as they take the fights before deploying any of that util, Alu and Snappy are able to snatch him away. Rene is good for 1 back, but there's no time for him here. They're falling all the way back to CT. He has to take all of these duels, and whilst he's able to win them onto the low HP opponents, he still needs to clear all these angles. There's no time for it. They swing out with the crossfire. They eliminate him, and Ents put themselves on to 4. That was a dangerous game, though. That one came rather close. Increased movement speed, and as they work their way up to mid, Regali, he's able to hit that first shot. Brilliant kill onto D. Her Sphinx, it's desperate to trade, and as they continue to peek, Regali somehow still alive, somehow untouched, and he's back onto the site.
Really strong spot now for gamers to swing their way forward. Oh, the flash is just perfect from Doto. And as Sphinx and Snappy just clean up everyone, Rene now the only man who can try and hold it, gives his position away with that shot, and sure is able to isolate the bomb, shutting down Snappy. It helps, I guess, but the flank of Alu should be the end of Mini. And whilst Rene's good for 1, he's not good for 2. It's a 7-3 lead now, looking to really establish themselves. And
the nade comes over, does a fair amount of damage onto FNK. Mini takes a tickle of damage from it too, but with 3 players stacked up on this B site, this is a powerful hold as they go for the aggression. I feel like it's not needed. They had the advantage, but they go 1-for-1 regardless. Still a man advantage here for Game Agents as they keep the numbers in their favour. They hold this 2-2 setup, and now Ents, they need to group together for this man advantage to go their way. They need to make sure that they have the advantage on whatever bomb site they hit, and if they play as 3 and they hit towards B, they should be able to trade their way.
Doesn't do so. So it is all down to discipline and timing now as Game Agents kickstart this retake with players ready towards CT. Over in Banana, Sphinx is deleted by Rene there, leaving Dotto and Snappy alone. Now Dotto alone in a 1 versus 4. And Regali, he just finishes the job. Very clean round by the AWP there. Very disciplined play from Game Agents, and a 4th round secured. So they move their way forward again. FNK looking to fight Diha, but Diha just deletes him. Sphinx onto Regali as well, gives Ents a perfect opening now, and I won't lie, Josh, it's looking pretty bad for Game Agents. Mini, yes, he trades onto Diha, but the player's already positioned in CT. Sphinx just removes his head, and this is just a cleanup. It's an absolute collapse, and while Rene kind of hides towards Archway, Snappy swings into him. It's a messy kill, which means that Sphinx will capitalize. It's 9-4 now, Ents lead, and they give us... Of course, it's faded now, and so they are able to, but... For Ents, as the execution goes through, sure they're running into 3 members, but that may not matter. Regali goes for a bit of a YOLO peek before the smoke fully blooms. Unable to find the kill, though. FNK certainly can from first oranges. So they'll look to Shrate, he does just that. Sphinx onto Mini, leaves Regali, the only man of this original B defense, left standing. 20 seconds left, but there's plenty of time for Ents to get that bomb, and as they snap a fuse on this round against Game Agents, they need to get a wiggle on it. Rene good for 1, Regali good for another now. It's all on Sphinx for a 1 versus 3, and I tell you what, Josh, this might be pretty well recovered. Regali swinging left to right does put him at a bit of a disadvantage now into Sphinx. And for Sphinx, he's actually acutely aware that there's going to be this player towards Coffins. There's the first kill. He looks to double down now. Ready to swing into Sound. He's almost worming for a pick. There's Rene spotted out, but Rene comes out on top. The Game Agents, that's 5, as they actually look like they could make this half. 9-6 is a very, very doable position for them to be in. And as Regali finds that initial pick, that's almost cemented. Alu to fold, he's been a pretty heavy hitter this game. So as the follow-up push is ready for Ents, they're running into a 4-man stack. Game Agents, they've read this perfectly. And as the set piece goes down, this could be their chance to punish. Doto to lead that charge, drops into Mini. He rings out a few shots, though able to shut down Sound, spots a long player and the side player is also good for another. Trades back and forth, though, leaves Game Agents a man down. The molly from FNK buys a bit of time on the planter, but to what avail? Nade's now landing in pit. Sure, the util's doing a bit of work, but it's not killing anyone. And as Ents find themselves able to dig in just a nick of time, Game Agents have an almost impossible retake on their hands.
That molly only does damage once it spreads, so it meant that Sphinx, whilst he took a little bit of damage on it on the retreat from planting the bomb, it doesn't deny him from getting it down. Time ticking, the bomb now halfway gone, and as the retake coming through, there's no point in saving. It's the final round of the half, but there's no chance on it. Regali has to push right through a smoke, try and hit a quick shot with the AWP.
In which Mini is going to be the one to lead this charge straight out of apps, straight into their opponents, and with also now, he's got to go huge, as does Alu towards Graveyard, but it doesn't matter. Diha and Sphinx, they all ring true in unison. It's an absolute slaughter on this site. Lead FNK, the last man left standing in 1 versus 3. Diha looks to go through the smoke, and he's able to even find the kill. A really strong round from Sphinx and Diha there, and
as Snappy pushes his way down Banana, he's got an MP9. He's looking to try and get up close to this smoke, see if he can do some damage. But as the flash comes through, somehow he's still alive. Gets himself a double, and with the support from Sphinx, they're able to completely shut down that Banana push. Sphinx even swapping out to that USP to get that one done.
It misses the initial shot, but can he find a kill on the reaggressment? He swings in, deleted by Regali now. That should spur on the attack, but in anti-flash, it's messy, but Snappy finds that initial player. Sphinx to fall as well means that Snappy has to go huge, but Mini, 2 quick kills secures the site. 20 seconds left, the plant goes down, and once again, the force buy events has actually been cancelled out here. And I tell you what, Josh,
Ents even saving these weapons. I mean, it's worth saving the weapons. There's far more chance of them doing damage next round than... But as they walk into this A site, there's 2 members stacked up towards Short and the apartments. The support from the balcony, it could be what's needed. And with Doto on this MP9, the timing's key. As he goes for the swing, spots out the 2 members on full health, takes out Rene, and now a 3-on-2, and one that Ents really do have a chance in.
A chance in the sense that comes down to timing. Alec, he's only got a USP to fight this, and he spots out Sound, he plays for time. He does a bit of damage wherever possible. Mini as well trying to pressure him through, but he's unable to cancel the plant. The bomb goes down. Game Agents now in a position where they can play after plant. Mini shutting down Snappy on the flank, and that Sphinx to trade once again, leaving it all on Sound. This duel here is everything, and he comes out on stop. Now Alec with just the USP has to try and respond. He can't do so. Sound, a well-recovered round, gives Game Agents 8 now. The reason we see a lot of T-side comebacks is for this exact thing here, which is where Ents, they don't have an economy, and so every single buy round they lose, it almost counts as 2 or 3, in which they've got to get that kind of 2 rounds afterwards to hit the butterfly effect of that economic damage to finally reinvest again. And that's why we see such massive comebacks. And as the CT smoke goes down, here's that full execution towards B. Snapping up for one. Sphinx there to double down as well. Makes this very doable. Alu there to come out on top to go through the smoke. And just as I'm talking about massive comebacks, Regali's alone in a 1 versus 5. Oh. Make up your minds. It's just painful to see. Well, he's able to no-scope here as well. Goes for a 3rd. Can't quite hit it. Sphinx finishes the job, but... They push their way forward now. Ents with a few players set up around A. Sure, though, it's a very loose hold. And Game Agents with 30 seconds left, they've actually got to find the skill pretty quickly. Those are the man to hold. Can he do so? He's good for 1. He's able to get away as well with Alu assisting. Alu there to double down. Eventually, Regali finishes the job. But can he cement it? Yes, he can. That's a quick shot. Now with the smoke going down. Now with this site being secured. Dika towards Library. Finishes off FNK. It's all a Regali. 1 versus 3. Planting in the smoke. Flash goes down. He's caught out. That's 14 for Ents. And that could very well be the game-deciding round there. Semi-decent setup with players ready to kind of pivot their way out from maps, but this is a strategy we saw Ents run a fair few times. It's one they're going to be acutely aware of, and as the push comes through, there's a flash from Doto to try and delay that attack, and well, Alu's good for 2. His teammates now will be ready to support him. Doto having shown his presence towards Pit. Here's the odd bit of spam from FNK, but he's fully blinded as he pushes to the site from his own teammate, actually, as Doto and Regali clean up the mess, allowing Mini to fall and providing Ents with 15. Short of 15 to 10, Ents are going to be taking this map, but they need to be a bit scared because Game Agents, they made this pretty damn close. As they get top mid control, now is their response. Follow-up Flash is going to try and negate any short presence. Stika good for 1. Rede instantly there to trade, though. In a 4-on-4, leaves Alu the man to try and put a kind of final say in the matter. Sphinx, he goes to the timing plate, he spots out the first member. Now with a 4-on-3. Rede also tagged down, and it's close, but Rede and Sound, low HP. Alu will try to punish, he whiffs his shots. Many punishes now, leaving Doso in a 1 versus however many choose to attack him, and in this case, it will be 3. Sound the one first one to lead that charge. Dodo spots out the first, he doubles down, and looks to triple down, can't quite do so. But with low HP on Rene, this leaves Snappy with a position where he can just use that pistol. It'll only take 1 bullet, and with only 11 HP on Rene, looks like he's going to play the head angle now. Ready for Snappy. It's all down to timing, and as Snappy just shifts his way forward, does Rene peek into him? We'll have to see. The nade lands right on him. It's a beautiful shutdown of Ents. That'll be 16.
Well, a great game there from Ents. It came a little bit closer than perhaps I was expecting. Game Agents, they put up a fantastic fight, but they weren't able to topple it at the end.